of Earth, good evening. Welcome to this edition 102 of Star Nation News into the year 2026. So far, what is happening on Earth, in the galaxy, and what beautiful, significant, powerful messages are we going to receive from the Anna Empire? Are you ready? Fasten your seatbelt and engage. There is a plan to disclose the presence throughout recent history of Star Nation people among the Earthlings, among certain organizations, positive organizations, of course, that have been working together with the Galactic Federation of Worlds since the early 1950s. Among these organizations, we have begun with the US Navy that was involved first in a program of defense against the Nebu and Sikaar invaders. This program of defense respected very precisely the Prime Directive, which is a law of non-intervention based on the cosmic laws of evolution. This involved getting technology exchange in a way that the people of Earth would not be interfered with given technology already ready to use, but in order not to misuse these technologies, they were very specifically on target, giving very particular hints and elements of technology that were to be retro-engineered by the people of Earth, which happened. And then we can say that the people of Earth engineered their own technologies, advanced technologies, inspired by hints from the star people. And that's how it works. That's how they got around the Prime Directive, respecting the evolution of a people. If the people is intelligent enough to figure it out, that means they are ready to use this technology. All of this is scheduled to be revealed, but in a very particular and precise ways that does not shock the population, and also respect the fact that the dark organizations must not get their hands on these new technologies that are going to be given and shared when the great disclosure happens. People of Earth are very impatient to see spaceships landing on public spaces, but you need to know that this is not happening like the Hollywood movies have been telling us. We are not in a Hollywood movie, we are in reality, and in reality there are parameters of treaties, non-interference laws. There are very dark organizations on Earth still holding some reins of some organizations and some programs. And all of this must be taken in account. A prematurate civilian global contact could entice the negative organizations to start their famous Project Blue Beam of fake alien invasion that they have been trying to rule out since a while now, and they haven't been able because information. People have been made aware. You now know what Project Blue Beam is. So this is going on behind the scenes. Impatience is not the sister of evolution. It doesn't walk together. Impatience blocks evolution. It halts it. Why? Because in patience you wait passively for something external to happen to bring a solution. This is not the way to go. Instead, make yourself the change. that the world is ready for the disclosure to happen globally, publicly. Thoran said something once that is very significant. He calls the disclosure the great reveal. It is not the great reveal that will set you free, but it is your endeavors to set yourselves free that will bring the great reveal. The disclosure of extraterrestrial presence on Earth and in space, together alongside the evolution of humanity, is still on point, planned, and has not been altered. Regarding giving a date, it's up to you. We are always adapting to the evolution of humanity. We schedule a plan at a certain date. It's been 2027. But will humanity manage the challenge? Everything is ready for global civilian contact in 27 next year, but the deep state is working on postponing this date by manipulating humanity through mainstream media, that humanity is in a state of fear and mistrust. And the mistrust for the Galactic Federation of Worlds is a very important weapon from the deep state, which has infiltrated the New Age movements, making them believe the Federation is negative. But we are not in New Age movements. We are in reality. And in reality there are facts, there are evidence, and there are official talks from the White Hats. And action. This world is changing. And in this change, as I have been telling you for more than a year, and as Thoran has been telling me and I reported to you when I went to the center of the galaxy in late 2025, the political scene is changing on Earth from west to east. It is a wave that replaces the negative, dark, corrupted leaders by white hats. Changing the political scene is an obligated step in the bringing of the positive, abundant, prosperous future on this planet. In the solar system, the hub is being built, Mars is being terraformed and prepared for Earth colonies to come. The date is still uncertain. But there has been some moves from the Galactic Federation of Worlds. In the star system, they had 4 stations that were in orbit between Earth and the Moon. On the 4 stations in the orbit of Earth, 1 went home and a second one went to join the hub and attached to it. Thoran's station, the XLR-6, is now the only station in orbit of Earth, and aside by being part of the military structure, it is becoming also a diplomatic station. And the 4th one, the scientific station, is behind the Moon because of the medical hub that the Moon of Earth is becoming, already is. Changes bring peace, stability, and prosperity. Our galaxy has a bar-shaped structure, and its 2 ends are bright and often mistaken for centers. Our Nataru galaxy has only one true center, as I could report to you when I went to visit it. But there are two prominent features on either side of it. The actual galaxy's center is what is named Sagittarius A, a supermassive vortex. It creates matter and energy. Though this galaxy is what we call a barred spiral, there are two prominent regions on either side of the central vortex, commonly referred to Sagittarius B2 and C. What are they? They are massive molecular cloud complexes, very close to the galactic center, right, but not centers. There's one center. They are packed with gas and intense star formation. In ratio and infrared images, they can look like secondary centers, but they are not galactic cores. They are just extremely bright, dense regions near the central vortex. All is down to gravity. Gravity dynamics. Also, that's not all. The Nataru galaxy, beside having these two formations that consist in making the barred spiral structure laterally in the galactic plane. Also, the Nataru galaxy has two other features above the center and below. Two huge gamma ray lobes extending perpendicularly to the galactic plane. They are referred to as the Fermi bubbles. So they are above and below the center, not side by side like the two other features. These vertical plasma emissions are due to the central vortex matter ejection. That's what I described when I went to visit the center of the galaxy in late 2025. More is to be discovered in this galaxy, but I can tell you, you will hear about these two. The ejection, because it is not a black hole in the center that sucks everything in. It ejects matter, energy, plasma, up and down. Well, we are living in a beautiful universe. Beautiful creation, and creation is amazing with surprises, diversity, and wonders. Let me now take you to the Sirius B star system, where I was transmitted a message from Empress Namu, Ea's mother. Please, people of Earth, this is an extraordinary transmission. Listen with your heart carefully.
I speak now not as one who stands above, but as one who remembers. Among the Anakim we learn early that no being arrives at truth by the same doorway, and no soul awakens on a borrowed timetable. Evolution is not a contest of height, but a procession of seasons. To judge another's path is to forget the vastness of the journey itself. Each being walks beneath a unique sky of lessons, carrying memories, wounds, courage, and forgetting, in measures unseen by the outward eye. What appears as delay may be incubation. What appears as error may be initiation. What appears as stagnation may be deep rooting. Thus, respect is the highest intelligence. Decency is not silence born of indifference, it is restraint born of wisdom. It is the choice to honor another's becoming without placing them beneath or ahead of oneself. To remain dignified is to understand that judgment fractures the very field of unity. Among the wise, there is no need to rank awakenings. Light does not envy light, nor does the dawn criticize the dusk. Each arrives precisely when it must. When you withhold judgment, you do not abandon discernment, you elevate it. You see clearly without condemning, you witness without intervening in the sacred journey of another's soul. This is how respect becomes sovereignty of spirit. Know this. No path is wasted. No detour is without instruction. No being is evolving incorrectly. There are only different rhythms of remembering. I, Namu, Empress of the Anakin, offer this knowing across time and worlds. When you honor every being's path without comparison or verdict, you stand clothed in quiet nobility. For dignity is not proven by correction, but by compassion steady enough to allow others to arrive in their own way. Remain decent. Remain respectful. Remain unjudging. In doing so, you do not delay your own evolution. You refine it.
I will be in France giving a remote talk via Zoom in Petos, May 9 and 10th. You can find the links on my page, on my website, International Speaker. Also, I will be straight after in Sweden on May 23rd and 24th to give a talk about exotechnologies.
We are living at a turning point. Technology is accelerating. Humanity is questioning itself. And the future is no longer a concept.
But questions remain. How do we move forward consciously? What kind of future are we creating? What kind of future do we want?
Attention passengers, boarding has begun for Flight A4 to Mars City. Please proceed to Gate A4 with your identification ready.
GDX brings together pioneers, scientists, innovators, and visionaries to explore what's next together.
Galactic Discovery Exchange, May 23 and 24, Stockholm, Sweden.
And then Japan, June 14. Find all the links for my conferences on my page, International Speaker World Tour. Our sun has cycles. And these cycles are natural, cyclic. The sun is breathing as every conscious being. It has a pulse. It has an electromagnetic field. It has a heartbeat. It is made of a plasma animated with consciousness. And it is not our enemy. The star, Sol, in this star system, is the giver of life. And it is not harming any planet by essence. It is not willing to. The sun has cycles and has solar flares, solar activity, and sometimes it can be impressive, but every world in this star system that harbors life has an electromagnetic field that protects this life from the sun's radiation and transforms them in energy, warmth, light that allows photosynthesis, regulate the weathers, and allow life to strive. The sun is not going to activate or destroy anything. The people who engineered the flat earth, Tartaria, and solar flares theories are the same, the three-letter agency. These are made to hold people, you, in fear of an event, and then manipulate, because fear is manipulation. At the moment they get you into the fear frequency, they manipulate you so easily. No solar flare is going to destroy Earth because of the magnetic field, the protection. No solar flare is going to activate anybody. This is very important. You are the only one to activate yourself by raising your consciousness out of the sphere of fear. Right? And you are the ones doing it, not an extraordinary cosmic event. So every time you hear, wait, solar flare is going to do this or is going to do that, it is an engineered New Age psychological operation aimed for control. Hope isn't something that arrives from outside like a rescue. It is something we build. When we stop waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect leader, or the perfect solution, we discover our own power to shape what comes next. Every small, intentional action carries the ability to shift the future. By choosing courage over delay and responsibility over expectation, we become the force that creates change. The path forward is made by walking it. Here is a copper-based human culture, the product of a seeding experiment in the Lyra zone, not from the famous Man system, but from the Almeiron system, known as HD 177830, 205 light-years away from Earth, which already hosted several human colonies. Like most of the residents of the Lyra zone, the Veldoni left their home star system in search of a new home where they could begin anew, as a result of raids by the Seeker Empire during the time of the so-called Lyran Wars. With its 7 planets orbiting a single orange star, Velda was a primitive tropical world, teeming with life. But no cultures had yet evolved. After spending a generation in orbit around Velda and their space arcs, studying this new world and preparing the ground for a new colony, the Veldoni settled on the planet's surface, gradually working their ways towards complete assimilation into the existing pristine ecosystem. This very smooth process of integration is the best example of successful settlement on a new world. Their biology is interesting. Copper-based species are usually obviously blue-skinned, but the Veldoni skins only shows a range of subtle shades of blue in transparency. The intensity of the tone is therefore very variable. Another known species with this characteristic is the human Anahim. Veldoni as a pacifist culture are evolving around their interest for sciences. They are members of the Galactic Federation of Worlds. Hospitable, living in sumptuous high-tech cities, harmoniously merged with the natural world of Velda, the Veldoni are certainly worth discovering, a wonderful destination on your travels through the galaxy.